Republicans in both the House and the Senate understand that Donald Trump's policies are not only damaging the United States, but they are insanely unpopular with the American public. And according to polling data that is now coming out every week, each and every week, in each and every poll, including the top 3 conservative pollsters, Trump is losing ground, Republicans are losing ground, and Trump's policies are becoming more unpopular with each new poll that comes out. In other words, Republicans fear that Donald Trump's policies are going to cause an electoral wipeout in the 2026 midterms if things stay on this path. But see, this is where Republicans stop doing things. They know the policies are bad. They know they're hurting the country. They know they're hurting the policies. They just don't want to do anything about it. You know, as Lisa Murkowski mentioned last week, like, we're afraid of him. If we go against him, he's going to retaliate. So we're just going to sit down, shut up, and do nothing. So according to a new report, Republicans are now hoping that the U.S. Supreme Court, which Donald Trump has clearly pissed off by defying their orders, they're hoping the U.S. Supreme Court steps in and puts an end to Trump's policies so that they, in the House and Senate, don't have to pass legislation and piss Donald Trump off. In other words, it can put a stop to Donald Trump's most devastating policies while Republicans in the House and Senate get to keep their precious little hands clean. Here is what Brian Darling, a GOP strategist and former Senate GOP aide, had to say about it. Members would love to have the courts bail them out and basically step in and assert the authority under the Constitution that taxes are supposed to originate in the House of Representatives. Senators and House members would like the courts to give them some cover because I'm sure many of them are nervous about getting reelected if these tariffs last for a long time. They're looking at the poll numbers and see that tariffs are not popular. Problem is, at the moment, there is not a case about tariffs in front of the Supreme Court. Now, there are lawsuits filed. They're very good, strong lawsuits, by the way, that I really like and support because the tariffs are killing us. But we haven't even gone through the, trade courts yet. So we've got a while to go before it gets to the Supreme Court, and then maybe they'll put a stop to it. However, Trump has already defied the Supreme Court once. What if he just defies that? So relying on the Supreme Court to do your dirty work for you isn't exactly a smart strategy because Trump, as we all know, could literally just say, I don't care. I'll do it anyway. And then he just does it. So bad strategy. Meanwhile, I will mention, there is legislation in both the House and Senate introduced by Republicans that would take Donald Trump's tariff powers away from him and give it back to Congress. So you folks, you Republicans in the House and Senate are like, oh, we want something to happen. We just don't want to do it. Meanwhile, you're literally the only ones with the power to do it. There's legislation you could sign your name onto. Or if you don't want to be one of the co-sponsors because you're afraid of Trump, just vote in favor of it. Like, that's it. You actually have the power to take your own power back from this tyrant, but you're not willing to do it because you're a bunch of spineless cowards. Instead, you're wanting the courts to do your dirty work for you. Oh, we'll keep our hands clean. They'll be the bad guys, and then we get to still be like, oh, that sucks, Mr. President. We're so mad for you. Meanwhile, they're popping the champagne back in their offices, hoping nobody hears all the corks going off. If you want something done, do it yourself. If you understand these policies are devastating to the economy and to your party, do something about it. But you won't, because you're cowards, and you get what you deserve at this point. Are your emails truly private? If you're using a free email service such as Gmail, all your emails are being scanned and tracked, even after you delete them. Big tech tracks everything, your plans, your purchases, your confidential messages, building profiles to sell to advertisers or hand over to who knows who. More and more people are realizing that free email comes at a cost. They're ditching big tech and looking for privacy-focused alternatives. They want to decide who sees their information, and they want that control back. That's why I recommend StartMail. They've been a trusted name in secure email for over a decade now. And here's a key detail. StartMail is based in the Netherlands, a country renowned for its strong data and protection laws. Unlike big tech email, StartMail never scans or tracks your emails. StartMail blocks invasive tracking pixels in emails, protecting you from being monitored by companies and hackers. When you delete an email in StartMail, it's actually gone for good, ensuring your data remains private. StartMail really goes all in on privacy. They've got a bunch of great features like unlimited aliases to keep you anonymous and, of course, strong encryption to protect your emails. Moving to StartMail is hassle-free. With just a few clicks, you can easily migrate all of your existing emails and contacts to StartMail. So try StartMail for yourself, completely free for 7 days. Go to startmail.com/Farron to begin, and you'll also get a 50% discount on your first year.